Welcome back to the deep dive. You know that specific knot you get in your stomach?
Oh, yeah. I know the one.
Right, like right before a looming difficult conversation with a team member or, your spouse or a volunteer. Your brain just screams at you to either avoid the room entirely or just rush in and aggressively fix the problem.
Exactly. And today we're diving into some faith-based discipleship tools like courageous conversations and words that lift to really figure out the actual mechanics of navigating that conflict with grace.
Because we really need to figure that out.
And we do. But to understand those mechanics, we first have to look at what's happening, beneath the surface.
Yeah.
Because that stomach knot, it's literally a flood of cortisol.
Oh, wow. Just pure stress hormone.
Yeah, exactly. When we perceive a threat, even just a social or fight or flight response just shuts down the prefrontal cortex.
Which is the logic part of the brain, right?
Yeah, right. The part responsible for empathy and reasoning. So we start reacting out of, biological pressure instead of resting in presence. Because the reality is most daily conflict isn't born from malice or rebellion. It's really just a misalignment of expectations.
But our brains treat it like a physical attack.
Exactly. Like a lion is chasing us in the wild.
Man, that makes so much sense. It's like trying to untangle a knotted piece of string. The cortisol makes you panic and pull the string harder, which, obviously only makes the relational knot impossible to untie.
It just tightens it.
Right. But let me push back on this a little. Because when you're exhausted, carrying heavy responsibilities in your family or your ministry, isn't the instinct to just, cut the knot and force a quick fix completely overwhelming? How do you even fight basic human survival instincts?
Well, it is overwhelming, but you do it by deliberately shifting the goal from surviving to restoring.
Restoring. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, because when you force a quick fix, you're usually just trying to relieve your own anxiety, right? If we pause to check our motives, we disrupt that cortisol loop. We have to ask ourselves, are we trying to win an argument or are we trying to restore a connection?
That is a massive perspective shift.
It is. And the early church navigated massive tension this exact way. Ephesians 4:15 talks about speaking the truth in love.
Right, right.
Psychologically, truth without love immediately triggers those defensive walls we just talked about.
Yeah.
But love without truth just creates a hollow echo chamber where the misalignment never actually gets resolved.
Which ties beautifully into how God designed us to lead and serve through FaithFlow Rooted Ministry. Think about a real-world scenario, like needing to correct a struggling volunteer.
Yeah, that happens all the time in ministry.
Right. If you rush in, your ego and your exhaustion are just completely driving the bus. But taking a single deliberate breath physically resets your nervous system.
It really does. It's a physiological reset.
It detaches your ego from the issue so you can, address the behavior without attacking the person's core identity.
And that breath is the exact mechanism behind one of the guided resources we're looking at today, Courageous Conversations.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's specifically designed to help you prepare your heart before you even open your mouth. It walks you through grounding yourself so that when you do offer correction, it comes from a place of clarity rather than a reactive, harsh place.
That is so helpful, and it brings us to a really fascinating insight from another source we're looking at today, words that lift.
Oh, I love that one.
It's so good. It takes Proverbs 15.1, the reminder that a gentle answer turns away wrath, and applies it as an actual de-escalation tactic.
Well, the science behind that proverb is just incredible. It's a concept called co-regulation.
Co-regulation? Wait, what is that?
So when you walk into a tense room and intentionally lower your volume and soften your tone, the mirror neurons in the other person's brain instinctively start to mimic your calm state.
Wait, really? Just by lowering your voice?
Yes. You aren't just giving a nice answer. You are literally shifting the physiological atmosphere of the entire room. You don't have to raise your voice to raise your impact.
Oh, wow. That takes so much pressure off.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, you don't have to be some master negotiator with the perfect script. You just have to regulate yourself first and let the connection follow.
Exactly. And, we need to remember that handling conflict with this kind of grace is a slow, ongoing process.
Oh, for sure.
It is completely normal to struggle with it. You don't have to be flawless. God just asks for a willing heart. Real growth happens in those quiet, messy, everyday moments of just choosing to pause before you speak.
Yeah, just choosing to pause. So the next time you feel that familiar knot tightening in your stomach, consider this. What if the next conflict you face isn't a threat to your peace, but an invitation to practice it?
That's a beautiful way to look at it.
We invite you to continue walking this journey of finding peace and purpose with FaithFlow Rooted Ministry. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.